Alright, welcome to my first video. My first kiss was actually a dare. Alright, bye waffle. My first kiss was actually a dare, and it was a dare from Megan because she decided that I was too old to not have my first kiss. I was 15, it was at Brody's party. Brody had some poppin' pool parties, let me tell you what. So it was at Brody's pool party when I was 15, and Megan dared me. My first real kiss, that I would say like I actually counted it, wasn't a dare, was at the movies. And I remember we saw the Hulk, we were watching the Hulk, and it was like my first boyfriend technically, and this was I was 15 still, but it was later on when I was 15, and I remember his best friend was texting him, and he obviously wanted me to see the text, and it was like, the text was like, "Have you kissed her yet?" And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so then I was just like, okay, guess we're gonna kiss now. We did, and it was really weird. And then my first date, I believe that was my first date, technically, and it was also my first unchaperoned date. I don't think that I had any dates before that. I didn't have any boyfriends in middle school, or I did, I'd take that back, I did, but I don't think we ever went on a date. I think we just texted or something. But yeah, my first date and unchaperoned date was that date to the Incredible Hulk, where I had my first real kiss. My first boyfriend, I did have a boyfriend in middle school, and fun fact, Megan and I both dated him. But in middle school, it's you don't actually date people, you're just oh, you're my boyfriend now, and then that's it. So he is technically the only guy that has ever dated both Megan and I, both me and Megan, so both the twins. First I love you. The first I love you, I meant it. It was with my high school boyfriend, and I remember vividly we were in my friend's truck because neither of us could drive yet, and we were in the back seat, and he was just I love you, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love you too, and I think it was real. I actually meant it, so it was pretty special. I will never forget it. First time I got dumped. I've actually never been dumped. I have always been the dumper and never the dumpy. Even in my stupid middle school relationships, I was always I'm done. And then as I've just grown up, for some reason, I've never been dumped. Kind of scary. I don't know. I feel one day that's kind of come back for me, because it's oh well, you've never been dumped, so you gotta do it at least once, but maybe not. Hopefully not. The dumper, that is me. I am the dumper. I broke up with the Hulk boyfriend, the one I saw the Hulk with. I specifically remember a moment in time where I was I don't think I like you very much. We were at the county fair, and I remember so stupid, but I remember he pulled his shirt over his head when we were on the Ferris wheel, thinking it was funny, and I was that's not funny at all. And then I decided right then and there that I was done with him because he pulled his shirt over his head and was sitting there thinking it was funny, which is such a stupid reason to break up with somebody, but hey, when you're done, you're done. First slow dance. The kid who had the really ballin' pool parties, Brody, he was also my first slow dance. This was in middle school, and I don't remember what song it was to, but I remember that I had my first slow dance with Brody, and from then on, through the rest of my school dance career, he was always the dependable one that I would slow dance with. If there was nobody who I could dance with, or I didn't have a boyfriend, he was always like, Liz, I got you. So that was really sweet. The first song that I had with a boyfriend was Fallin' For You by Kobe Calais. which is really sweet, and I still love that song, but it is just funny, like, because you were just like, oh my gosh, I'm spending all my time thinking about you, and like, oh, I'm falling for you, and you know, so typical, but it's a bop, it's good. And my first Makeout, I'm still bitter about this. No, I'm not, kind of. So, I really liked this guy. This was the closest I ever came to being dumped, I guess, because he just never liked me back the way that I liked him. So dramatic. So yeah, I was so excited that he invited me to the movies, and I knew we were gonna make out at the movie theater because that's what you did. You go to the movie theater, you don't go to watch a movie, you go to like make out at the movie theater, like come on. So yeah, so he was like my first make out. I had no idea what I was doing, and then I was like, oh my gosh, after this he's totally gonna ask me to be his girlfriend. He didn't, and I remember, because he was in my biology class, I remember like seeing him, and I was like, okay, like, wow, this is cool, like we're cool now. Nothing, just nothing. And I was like, well, I must have been a really bad kisser. And then he started dating my friend 2 weeks later, and like one of my best friends, and I was so upset, and it was a really big deal. So that was my first makeout, and I'm still kind of bitter about it. She was the homecoming queen. Like, it was Katie, who I love Katie, but she was the homecoming queen, and he wanted her, and I was like, oh, okay, fine. So yeah. So that is my first story, my first video. Friendly reminder, we have a clothing line coming out July 22nd, Nowadays x Megan and Liz, and it is available at Macy's, in-store, and online. We also have a brand new single called Habit coming out July 31st, so make sure you get that. You can actually pre-order it. I'm gonna include a link below. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. If you have any other like fun first stories of your own, tweet me, leave a comment. I want to know them because I'm sure they're all just as horribly awkward as mine. Alright, see you guys next time. Oh, now you're back.